So good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining us. The October 27th, 2021 meeting of the Long Branch City Council will now come to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Vieira?
Here.
Mrs. Wittes?
Here.
Dr. Selly?
Here.
Dr. Vogt?
Here. We'll now recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the
Republic
which
for
is
which it stands,
one nation
under God,
indivisible, with liberty
liberty,
and
and
justice
justice
for all.
for all. I'll now read the mission statement for the City Council. The Long Branch Mayor, City Council, and administration are committed to cultivating an environment of mutual trust and respect that values the diversity of our community. We will strive to enhance the quality of life for all who live here by making Long Branch a desirable place in which to live and prosper. We will treat all members of the public with respect and expect the same in return.
I hereby certify that this meeting has been published in the newspaper and adequate and electronic notice has been provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and the New Jersey Administrative Code, Title 5, Chapter 39, Section 1.5, Notice of Remote Public Meetings as required by law.
Thank you, Heather. Reading and approval of previous minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes from the October 13th, 2021 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler's absent. Mr. Vieira?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Abstain.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes. So here comes this is one of my favorite parts of our meeting. And this is the reading of our diversity resolutions. And so tonight we have Finn Brownridge joining us. Hey, Finn. It is German American Heritage Month. We're going to be passing a resolution that says that October is German American Heritage Month. And Finn is going to read the resolution for us, not only in recognition of the diversity, but to help us celebrate the diversity that makes our city so wonderful. So you'll be pleased to know that Finn is an 8th grader in Long Branch Junior High, right, Finn? And last year, was it that you say it, last year what happened? You were inducted?
I was inducted into the National Junior Honor Society last year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Congratulations, yeah.
Thank you.
We're very, very proud of you. So, Finn, why don't you take it from here and why don't you read the resolution for us?
All right, this is a resolution recognizing German American Heritage Month in the city of Long Branch. Whereas during German American Heritage Month, we recognize the more than 43 million Americans who claim German heritage and proudly celebrate the contributions they have made to our nation through their dedication and hard work since they first came to America in 1683. And whereas we are reminded of the countless ways German Americans have influenced our society, commerce, and culture. Naming, for example, how German Americans helped to secure the rights we hold dear in military battle, how German-born businessman Levi Strauss started the iconic Levi clothing brand that became a symbol of America's resilient and pioneering spirit, and how Charles M. Schwab strengthened America's steel industry, and his legacy continues as a successful and innovative business tycoon. And whereas this year marks the 32nd anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall, a triumph of freedom that embodies the dedication of the United States and Germany to the rule of law, to our shared values for human rights, to our commitment to safeguard our liberty and to promote global stability for generations to come. And whereas the number of Americans of German descent comprise only a small segment of our community, as a member of the global community, Long Branch is committed to respecting diversity, equity, and inclusion for all. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Long Branch Mayor city, county, and residents of this fine city join the nation in celebrating October as German American Heritage Month to celebrate the achievements and contributions of German Americans with appropriate ceremonies, activities, and programs.
Outstanding, Finn. Outstanding. You are a wonderful, wonderful representative of the Long Branch Junior High. Great job. And their honor society.
Thank
So-
you, Finn.
Thank you.
Great job, Finn.
Nice job. Yeah.
Great, good. Finn, you are welcome to stay. We actually have a very short agenda tonight. You're welcome to stay for the whole meeting, or if you don't want to stay, that's also your choice. But certainly our thanks. It has been a pleasure kind of having you join us tonight. So nice job. So moving along, the consideration of ordinances, public hearing and final consideration, and there are none. Ordinance for introductions, there are none. Public participation for resolutions and all general comments. I need a motion to open the public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 If any member of the public has any comment to make, please dial *9 on your phone and a representative will call on you by the last 3 digits of your phone number. When you're called upon, state your name and address clearly for the record. You'll have 5 minutes to talk and may only speak once. All comments should be addressed to the council president. There will be no cross dialogue during the public portion. After everyone from the public wishing to speak has been heard, any member of the council or the administration may address your comments and questions. While public participation is encouraged and valued, the presiding officer reserves the right to terminate remarks to or by any individual not keeping with the conduct of a proper and efficient meeting. Alex, do we have anybody, any hands raised?
We have a couple raised hands. Caller whose last 3 are 198. Go ahead.
Vincent Lepore, 33 Ocean Terrace, Long Branch. The Plum team has some nerve showing up this evening, and to think the mayor and council get an annual salary for this. It's disgusting. The council and mayor, meeting after meeting, have been consistently erroneous, inaccurate, and untrue, as was completely evidenced at the last council meeting. When you failed on your attempt, Anita Vogt, to do damage control under the guise of, quote, fact check concerning tax abatements, you, Anita Vogt, saw Attorney Raynone as a fact checker, when in reality he is nothing more than a Pallone propagandist. You, Anita Vogt, are censoring by violating Robert's rules for meetings when you mention fact-checked without allowing a rebuttal from the statement's source. And you, Anita Vogt, continually allow Raynone and Pallone more than the allotted 5 minutes time to speak. At the last meeting, in regards to the wording of tax abatements in the planning board area in need of redevelopment report for Seashore School Broadway, Raynone stated, and I read, Raynone stated 1/2 sentence was read by me. No, Raynone, I read the whole sentence as follows, quote, an area that has been designated as an urban enterprise zone automatically qualifies under the criterion for the purpose of granting tax abatements and exemptions, end quote. That's the whole quoted sentence, not 1/2. I'm only limited to 5 minutes and highlight that sentence. The rest, what is called a paragraph, Raynone, not a sentence, which you read, Raynone, and I will now state again, quote, however, if a municipality seeks to draw on other redevelopment powers provided under LRHL, it must demonstrate that a subject area meets at least one of the other statutory criteria. The just said only reaffirms the first half. Contrary to your false interpretation, Raynone, I am correct. UEZ does not give tax abatements unless incorporated in a council-designated redevelopment zone, in which council, as a redevelopment agency, decides to grant tax abatements. Make no mistake about it. Those words, tax abatements, were strategically placed in that report. Furthermore, at the last planning board meeting, October 19th, in which the planning board approved the redevelopment area report for Seashore School with the words tax abatements included, the author of that report, the planning director, when questioned by me, denied ever stating the words tax abatements and said they were stated by me. So, Raynone, you're supposedly fact-checking a report whose author denies using those words, tax abatement. So just who put those words in there and why? I know, and this will be continued. Requesting 1 minute notification. But adding further to lack of credibility, Raynone, are your statements at the March 27, 2009 council meeting. Raynone, you stated, quote, "We're not telling people you can get a tax abatement. We're not telling people to make an application for a tax abatement," end quote. And then you continued, "The message in the beginning, meaning the new Pallone administration, is," quote, this is Raynone talking, quote, "there are no tax abatements," end quote. That's worth repeating. There are no tax abatements.
1 minute warning.
Then the Pallone Council proceeded on Ordinance 219 via a sleazy legal maneuver called assignment to approve another 30-year tax abatement for Broadway, later rescinded due to redeveloper fallout. Subsequently, on February 26, 2020, through Ordinance 1320, Team Pallone again granted further tax abatements for the 172-unit Ocean Gate luxury development project on Ocean Boulevard, which the mayor conveniently forgot to mention at the last council meeting. So much for no tax abatements, Raynone. Your credibility is about as shot as Team Pallone's is shot. And in need of vote, your remarks on Ocean Gate. Quote, "When we think about what some of the campaign promises were, let's think of all the promises," end quote. Wrong. No tax abatements meant no tax abatements. And come next May, no tax abatements, no Team Pallone.
Mr. Lepore. Alex, are there any other callers?
Yes. Caller whose last three end with 350. Go ahead.
Ernest McNally, 710 Northeast 7th Street, Boynton Beach, Florida. I'm born and raised in Long Branch, 301 2nd Avenue. I finally sold a home in Monmouth County in early 2021 after 72 years in Monmouth County, Long Branch, Asbury area, especially Monmouth County. And the comments that you all make, I only hope that when you're starting to bring in junior high and high school students, and I know why, because you want us to hear that you keep saying to them, "Oh, why don't you stay on for the meeting?" No, Ms. Council President, why don't you invite the kids away from the meeting so they don't have to hear all the facts? You know what I mean by facts? Like what's going on in the schools, sex predators, teachers, administrators, employees, pedophilia, child pornography, rape.
Mr. McNally,
Right? But
Mr. McNally, I need to interrupt you and say that your comments are inappropriate. They're out of
How
order.
about Frank Kavanaugh?
And
Charged with molesting a young girl. He works.
Acceptable. Therefore, if you continue with this line of comments, we're just going to move on to the next caller.
Who is this? Who's that speaking?
I need a vote.
A weakling. You're nothing but a cover-up. You don't know how to do your job, and you just keep terminating and muting people. You're covering up for Team Pallone, for his congressman brother, for him, for the prosecutor. Excuse
Alex,
me?
would you please move us on to the next caller?
No
Thank
other
you.
raised hands.
No other raised hands?
Yep.
Okay, Madam Clerk, have we received any public comment by electronic mail or written letter?
No other comments have been received.
Okay, thank you. I need a motion to close the public participation portion of this meeting.
So moved.
No,
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now I'll ask Madam Clerk if there were any changes to the list of resolutions.
No changes have been made to the list.
Okay, thank you, Heather. We can take the listed resolutions as the consent agenda. I need a motion.
So move.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Dangler is absent. Mr. Viera?
Yes.
Mrs. Wittes?
Yes.
Dr. Selly?
Yes.
Dr. Vogt?
Yes. Applications, there are none. Miscellaneous business for the good of the order. And let me turn it over to Councilman Vieira.
Yes, good night and thanks for participating tonight with us. I just want to thank Ben for the great job he did reading that resolution for the German Americans. And everybody stay safe and good night.
And Councilwoman Wittes.
Hi, good evening. I too want to thank Ben for joining our meeting tonight. And also, please remember that Sunday is Halloween. We do have a curfew in place, but more importantly, we need to be sure that when we're driving through the streets that we're careful that young children are not crossing and that everyone is safe. And with that, I wish everyone a good next 2 weeks and we'll see you then. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Councilwoman Wittes. Councilwoman Selly.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I only have two short things to say and want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. And the second one, and it's the most important one, is November 2nd is Election Day. If you haven't voted already, please do so. Thank you and have a good week.
Good. Thank you, Woman Selly. Mayor Pallone.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to thank all those for joining in this night, tonight, and thank you for your comments. Also, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Halloween and to pick up where Dr. Selly mentioned about election day is on November 2nd. And I just wanted to let everyone know that we have an early voting center here in Long Branch at the Long Branch Arts and Cultural Center. That's on the corner of Broadway and Branchport. So you can vote in advance of November 2nd today through Election Day. They're open 10 to 8 Monday to Friday and 10 to 6 on Saturday and Sunday. So if you choose to, if you want to vote early, you're welcome to go to the Arts Center and vote there as well. Thank you very much. Have a great week.
Good. Thank you, Mayor Pallone. I would just like to make two comments. One is we have another resolution that we passed tonight, and this one we do really on an annual basis. And that is to proclaim that November 1st is Extra Mile Day. And I would just like to read a short excerpt from that resolution. Whereas the city of Long Branch is a community that acknowledges a special vibrancy exists within an entire community when individual citizens collectively go the extra mile in personal effort, volunteerism, and service. Whereas the city of Long Branch is a community that encourages its citizens to maximize their personal contribution to the community by giving of themselves wholeheartedly and with total effort, commitment, and conviction. And whereas the city of Long Branch is a community that chooses to shine a light on and celebrate individuals and organizations within its community who go the extra mile in order to make a difference and lift up fellow members of our community. With that, I just want to invite anybody on any one of our meetings, if you would like to nominate somebody for the extra mile recognition and tell us a little bit about what they did in terms of the contributions to the city, we would love to recognize them and have a certificate that we've been putting together for the Extra Mile project. So we encourage your comments with that and your recommendations. And last, I just want to thank Dr. Esposito. And this is, we all make our comments at the end of the meetings, and we don't know who's listening and who's tuning in, and kind of So this was a very pleasant surprise that we got an email from Dr. Esposito, who said you announced at a previous meeting that Long Branch has gotten a grant to study health services. And so she wrote and she said that she was very thrilled to hear that we had gotten that grant. She said that she was recently retired and she would love to volunteer and help us in any way that we can with working through that grant. So I thanks on a number of levels. First of all, for volunteering and just taking action on some of the opportunities that we try to put out there. So many thanks. Many thanks to everyone participating tonight. And I think it'll be 2 more weeks and we will see you again. So thank you very much and good night. And now I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.